See, this is kind of what I expected episode 2 to be. Without the flashback bits of the series, obviously that wouldn't have happened yet. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Stoneface Reactions. I'm Theta, and we are back with another episode of Apocalypse Hotel. Quite possibly the penultimate. I think I've said that before because I thought this is going to be an 8-episode run. But here we are in episode 11. And, just for being wrong's sake, this could be a 13-episode run instead of a 12-episode run like I'm apparently currently suspecting. Either way, though, we come back with a board, we come back with some notes, and we come back with a comment. So let's go ahead and go to the board first, as we typically do. And with the board comes a board changelog, where I have added Sneakity Sneak and then marked him dead. I added Squirty Squirt and then I marked him dead. I added Tomoko. I connected Tomoko with Sneaky Sneak with a green line, Squirty with a white line, and Ponston and Ponko with a blue line. I also connected Ponston to Squirty with a red line, of course, for his most hilarious of comments, which is probably one of the best comments made in the show. One of the best comedy comments made in the show so far. But essentially, that is the entire thing for that episode, board-wise. So that said, let's go ahead and get into notes. So we've known that Tanukians can choose their form, but I guess I never really considered before now how much like shape changers they really were. I guess their default animal form is really the basis for telling their age, if there was really any tell to it. And their humanoid forms are just whatever they choose to look like. So one day, in the last 50 years, Ponko decided on an adult appearance and changed to it. Would explain why Figuri went from a child last episode to whatever he is this episode. Although I will say, now that I've thought about this out loud, as I've been reading my own note, doesn't quite explain the change in personality, because they go from adult-minded, they go from children-minded to adult-minded in an instant. So, not really having a lot to do with their outward appearance. The issue with booking for the cop was one of their own making. The terrorist only asked for a large bed, and they pushed their only available double bedroom on him for no reason. By which I mean when the cop shows up later, and he wants a large bed. No, he wants a double room. The room with the dead body in it is the only room available. Well, one, because of Tomoko, but if they had just given the other guy a single bed room with a large bed in it, this wouldn't have been a problem. They created their own episode, essentially. Aliens being aliens, I can see where the terrorist covering his face and saying he was shy may have been a clue towards his actual suspicious nature. Before he just has pockets of candy for kids on hand. But who's to say he won't run into photosensitive alien... Sorry, he won't. We won't run into photosensitive alien races here. The variables are just so large as to be able to guess anything. They flash back to Harmy when they bring up covering up the murder. I guess implying that Harmy must have killed the team that was fighting him. We didn't see them again after, so I didn't mark them in any particular way. Like, I didn't mark them as dead. But the fact that this is something that they are worried about for the reputation of their hotel, and I feel as I've written this poorly. They're talking about the death of the terrorist in the hotel as being bad for the reputation of the hotel for having somebody having died in it. And in that instance, they flashback sequence of all the stuff that's happened at the hotel. Harmy comes up. And what I'm saying here is that it seems like the implication is that Harmy must have killed those people because otherwise they would have gone out and spread word about the planet destroying super terrorist being friendly with a hotel. And no one ever comes back with that, implying that word never got out about it, implying that these people did not survive to spread word about it, right? Sorry, I'm jumping back into my notes since I went off cuff there. Hasn't seemed to have been any word about the planet story being spread to this hotel. Seems to indicate that they didn't leave the planet to tell anyone. Not that it matters anyway. They lit an entire movie theater full of aliens, seeing Sneakity hanging from the neck by a rope, and presumably think that Squirty shot someone dead and took pictures of it. So, either Harmy killed those people and the word never got out about that, or it doesn't matter at all anyway, because there's proof that 2 people died here, a bunch of aliens took pictures. Just an out loud thought here. Did Figuri mimic his appearance off of the killer from The Lingering White Shadow, the movie that they were watching in the episode? Current show runtime is now at least 626 years, 75 days, according to Yachio, this episode, given that the Tanukians arrived around year 99 of humans having gone missing. And my last note. Okay, so I've got 3 guesses as to what killed the 2 aliens this episode. 1, the virus is still present. And despite all appearances, these aliens were ape-like. That's just a guess. 2, the vase had something on it that they were allergic to. Squirty got hit with the vase. Sneakity stopped in front of it with a creepy look on his face. And I guess not for nothing, Figuri may have made the vase. So if there was something being indicated to me by the Figuri plate making scenes that could have implicated that something was up with the vase, I did not catch it. And 3, Tamako infected them with something. She was touchy with Sneakity searching for more candy and was all over Squirty doing the same. So I think I guessed during the episode it was the food, and like so it's one of the literally the first thing. Well, second. It's the second thing we covered that it wasn't. The um, Sneakity. Sneakity didn't eat the food. Squirty did drink tea, so I thought for a moment maybe it could be sugar, but Sneakity didn't drink tea. I even went back to when they were giving him his food. There was no drink on the plate. He didn't drink in the lobby. He didn't drink. So it has to be something that both aliens did, and it doesn't seem like there's a connective tissue there. So the connective tissues I found was the vase. They both experienced the vase. Tamako touched both of them, and again, the planet might have a virus still. That said, though, oh, that's right. Sorry, I almost forgot. We do have a comment. Failfisher from Provide Unlimited Hospitality in Limited Time. I first learned about Nankuronisia and its meaning from an anime that takes place in Okinawa. I've watched in the 2000s. I wouldn't say the anime's name, but it's one of the recommendations I wrote on Discord, which I do not know what anime you've recommended that you wouldn't say the name of. Because there's nothing in the Discord recommendation section that I can see that isn't something I wouldn't read out loud. So maybe it's just like a hint for something. Like, maybe it's something you don't want me to know isn't a specific show, because it would spoil, I guess. I don't know. I don't know, because I don't actually know the meaning of the word that you're throwing out there. So, I guess that said, there's nothing left to do but hop on in and see what the possible penultimate episode has in store for us.
But before we get started,
make sure that you hit the like button,
hit that subscribe button.
Comment down below to feed that algorithm.
On top of all that, if you want to watch more shows like this, unfiltered,
Uncensored,
and uncut,
as well as some early access stuff,
you can check it out over on the Patreon.
it's just $5 a month, but hey, no pressure.
there's zero pressure in order to do that. It's just a little bit of extra support, and it would be greatly appreciated.
Clothes in the wash? I don't think I've ever seen you change clothes before. First guest's gift? Oh.
はい。従業員を働かせすぎるといろいろ良くないことが起こるらしいので、休んでもらいます。そのあたりは理解しています。
I legit thought we were getting into an element that she was actually tired of waiting for the humans, and we were gonna get into a human Where's the Humans episode.
本屋さんがあるって教えてくれて、持ってきた。ポンコさんのご意見は分かりました。ですが、
Also, it's been 500 years. Those books should have fallen apart a long time ago.
ロボットだって動き続ければ壊れちゃうんだからね。とにかくやちおちゃんは明日明後日お休み。働けないように制服も没収ね。はい、脱いで脱いで、ポンチャカポンチャカ。
I'm sure there's somebody out there that was hoping to see that.
一体何をすればいいんでしょう。ようこそ。
Please be a human in a spacesuit.
夕食ホテル金太郎へご案内いたします。
Doesn't look like it is. I suspect if there was a human showing up, they would be asking a lot of questions. So I'm just gonna guess introspection episode. Oh, I'm gonna stay at the hotel. I guess. I mean, it's like a secret shopper episode, except that everyone knows who she is. And it's already her job to inspect the hotel on a daily basis while in normal operations. Man, I'm still suspecting it's going to be an introspection episode. We're certainly going to get another appearance of, you-know-who. In flashback mode, leading us to do something this episode. I just kind of wish that before the end, we cover what happened to humanity. Like, I understand the idea is that possibly in episode 3, the Tanukians coming across the dead human ship, and we literally saw a human corpse floating by in front of the screen at the very end, was maybe supposed to heavily imply that all humans are dead. But we saw, like, hundreds of those ships launching, and then the Tanukians only ran across one. That's not strong enough evidence for me to imply that the whole human race is dead. Maybe 600 years of not coming back home might be. Because hell, I mean, they could have such more advanced robots by now. Oh, we're going into the Tanukian rules now. Oh, well. The tentacle aliens, but not the ones that we saw before.
汚れなし、水滴なし、カビなし、アメニティよし、シャンプーハット。
We making her own shampoo hats now? Also, did she just rent a room so that she could do a rundown on it? I guess ultimately, right? Despite having run the hotel, she doesn't know what it's like to stay here. Which part? Seemed like it was around the head. Again, the other robots didn't even last 99 years.
ペットも宿泊可能になりました。たまに逃げ出すので、ホテルのタグはつけていただきますが。
まあ、口コミ通りのサービスね。うちのドラドラちゃんも一緒のお部屋で。
Well, I mean, that's a change. They had to, like, figure out the difference between pets and aliens to even allow aliens in. Yeah, where's the tube go? It's just in the air somewhere. Yes, can we please repair any of these? Ponko repaired you. Was that Drillerbot? Drillerbot have a magazine on him? Again, 600 years. Most of this should be gone completely. I mean, most of it should be gone completely from the element of just the materials in them should have been broken down by time and age and the environment. But also, you know, nature should have just grown up to destroy most of it. They should all just be mostly trees and grass and... See, I would think the possibility would exist that the thing to think about here would that your hotel guests would have a better experience if the town surrounding the hotel was in better shape. Okay, this is I understand now. We're in a flashback episode where we're just revisiting everything that we've done. Yeah, where's the mom and dad at? We know Faguri is now making plates. Honko is running the hotel. Grandma's dead. And they haven't really indicated to us what the spare part is for, to let us know how important it is to be replaced. Okay, so the desert's grown over with grass. And I guess this is what happens when the zoo animals escaped hundreds of years ago.
それはお客様からの贈り物です。
Okay, so some of it did get out into the water. See, this is kind of what I expected episode 2 to be. Without the flashback bits of the series, obviously that wouldn't have happened yet. Ironically, this is what the trailer was most like. Let's outdoor. Karaoke bar. Arcade. Yeah, it's disgusting. I guess the balls are the same things that tickets are in a normal arcade. I mean, I guess, the pointlessness of a graveyard in a humanless Earth. And again, it's been a long time, so animals have no fear of humans anymore because there's no humans to be afraid of. At least they brought that back in a way that's not as stupid as its initial thing. This might well be one of the best episodes so far. Are they implying it's our power system? The glowing bit in the middle? Again, she has lasted like over 500 years longer than all of her compatriot robots. Yeah, you would know that from the sign. Sorry, the sign said, the readout said compatible spare parts in stock. Not compatible. Also, I guess sitting around for 600 years probably didn't leave it in the best shape. But they only had the one. I mean, it was a display piece. Not a display piece, it was on display. You assume they'd have a stock room. I legit thought that was just going to frighten them away. But again, the element that the animals no longer have any context for humanity or human nature. Again, very surprising though, haven't wandered across any skeletons, despite what this seems to be implying that not everybody got off the planet. Then again, we still haven't come back to the underwater living spaces, which I assume they all died too. Ah, competing hotels that also didn't survive. Makes sense, Hotelier robots are a thing this show has already shown us. A shame if he had just gone down the street 100 years ago. Spare part, maybe. No, you literally went downstairs at the start of the episode, scanning to cannibalize your own people. Okay, never mind. Can we not take bits of this one to fix one of your old, 500 years old ago robots? Alien horse? Well, runaway pet. Must be the one that the alien leaving the hotel was talking about. Fucking stupid bonus things. I hated them from episode 3 onward. Yeah, I mean, at least it's not hard to find the hotel at night. So not for nothing, didn't Ponko only give you 1 day off? Hated it. Ah. I assumed she would hate it because of back like when Harmy took her on like a planet-wide flight to see everything, expressly to show her that all of humanity was either gone or dead. Even though it visually was great, she hated it because how dare you take me away from my time at work? I have a lot of shit to do, and I didn't have enough time to do this thing. Well, either way, that is the show I was expecting to see at the start. You know, when the trailer made us expect that that would be the show that we would see. Now, I think there's only been one time that we've ever gotten an after credits thing, and that was one explicitly to show us that humanity was dead, even though I'm not certain about it yet, because again, it was one ship. Yeah, no, I mean, that was a great episode. That is the show that I've wanted this entire time. And it's weird now that we're getting it on the, again, possibly penultimate episode of the show. If this turns out to be a 13 episode thing, then I'll just have been wrong once again on the element of how long the show is actually going to be. Yeah, no, but I mean, I don't actually have a lot to say about this episode, considering that it was mostly like reflective, visual, unlike some of the previous episodes, which had a lot to reflect upon, or sorry, this episode is going to have a lot to reflect upon. Previous episodes were like, well, what does this mean, or what does that mean, or as Phil Fisher keeps coming back in comments, looking into the meanings of the greater meaning of an episode. You know, like communications breakdowns between people who can't communicate together, and communications breakdowns between people who can communicate together. Vis-a-vis episode 2 and episode 3. I don't know, like I said, if you take this episode and you removed all of the flashbacks to the journey so far element, and you made this episode 2, would have been exactly what I expected from this show. Like I said, not unhappy with the show that I got. It's the unexpected nature of slapstick comedy and what I expected to be a bittersweet reflection show. Is just what throws me off every time. I can't stop myself from making those comparisons. That said, though, I think that's going to be it for Apocalypse Hotel. So once again, I've been Theta. This has been Stoneface Reactions, and we will catch you next time. Bye-bye.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching another Stone-Faced Reactions. If you have an idea of another video we could go ahead and watch, go ahead and put it in the comments down below and we'll add it to the wheel. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let us know what you thought about this video, what parts you liked. And until then, we'll see you next time. Is this too goofy?